Hey everyone, it's Julie and welcome back to my channel at Craft So Cute. And I have an idea, an inspirational idea actually, from Pam at the Paper Outpost. We're going to have a little fun and do some little decorating embellishment to this journal here. Everyone will have supplies like this, cardboard. You strip it down. It's a corrugated cardboard. Okay. You need some ink and paper. And what I did was, if I can find that, I guess I can't find it, but let me just show you what we're going to get into. Okay, so here's our journal. Let me scoot this out of the way. We created the Dutch door. Okay, and then what you can do with, well, we're going to use this piece of paper off right over here, and then we're going to use its scraps too. So what I did, I'm going to show you what I did with the scraps. So I turned it over and I created this little flap. It could be like a little note to self. This is a devotional journal, and again, I might put like a scripture there that I want to, keep as a memory verse, to or something that's been significant. Okay, so you can take the little scraps, and what I did was I cut it down to fit my hole punch, my little decorative punch here, 2 inches wide, and then I just stuck it in the thing and punched out the holes, and that way we can use our scraps. I mean, the only thing that we'll have left are like little tad bits of pieces here and there. I mean, little tiny things that you can't do anything unless you're going to use those tiny little itsy bitsy pieces to do some collaging. Or if you have like a little heart punch, and it's going to be this size. Hang on, let me show you. It's not a heart, but if you have die cuts, you can use these type of little punches right here if you want to go that far to embellish your little corners. For example, I cut out some little leaves from a cardboard. Let me show you. And you can take this little leaf and then stick them down here. Oops. Stick them down here in the little corner. And let's zoom in to see that itsy bitsy little thing. See that little itsy bitsy little thing right there in the corner? It could be on the top of a corner, or just glue it somewhere in the center of the picture. But wouldn't that be a cute little embellishment? I might even add that. So I take leftover little cardboard pieces like this from packaging, okay? And I just use it and cut out little decorative things and keep it for whenever I need to use it. So, with that said, keep all your packaging. But if you ever go into like Home Depot or Lowe's, or even Walmart, and they have these paint chips, different kinds of paint chips, and they give them for free, don't go rating the whole thing, but pick a few colors out of there and then cut them up. Well, would that constitute a stealing? No, they leave them for samples to give away, but I guess it would be if you're just going to take a whole stack of them, right? Somebody just leave me a comment below and let me know, is that stealing? That would be a form of stealing, right? If you're not going over there to buy paint. But then, you take these paint samples if you're going to paint a room. But are you really painting a room? If we come down to the nitty-gritty of the absolute righteous truth, if you're not painting, then you don't take it, right? But you can go through magazines that you have collected, books, book pages, and use those pages to cut everything out. Now, this piece came back. It was a backing for stencils, okay? And I'm saving all these little pieces. And then when I'm bored one day and I've lost my mojo, I'll just cut things away, and put them away, and then I'll lose them in my messy craft room. Seriously, it is disorganized. I can't find anything. I'm searching through bins and boxes and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's get to this. Okay. Now, let me show you the next page. So before you sew your journal in, why don't you take your, embellish your journal, and once you have everything in place, then sew it in. And I know that I lined this up where I know that the center of the signature, the hole there, will grab onto this little tab here. And so what I did was I turned it, and I used this corrugated, and I used the ink to create the lines, okay, so that you can write something in it. And I know it looks kind of messy and wide, but that's the beauty of this texture, right? That just gives it like an artistic, like you painted it on purpose, and so that gives that cool little vibe here. I'm gonna take you guys back out so you can see the full desk, but that's what the ink is for. The archival ink, like a Hobby Lobby and stuff, these Ranger, they're inexpensive, so you can just take one, choose one. Gray is, and the coffee or the sepia, I think, is a little bit darker, and I think I went with coffee because it was very similar to the vintage photo. So then you can just start turning your pages and sticking these little tabs on and put your lines in there. It'll be like note to self, or a scripture that of the day, like say I got to this page and I thought, oh, the scripture of the day is, and you write it down. And if you see that the ink bled through, and I did that intentionally so that I can use this as added line. And I know you can write it in black or even red or blue, in between the lines. You don't write on top of the line, but right in between it, okay? And then in the center of the signature is a cool surprise, okay? Now let me see. Okay, here it is. It is a butterfly, and this will get sewn in because it'll be attached by the center of the signature here, okay? So I just took one of my papers, printed it out, and then I cut out the butterfly. What I did was took regular copy paper and then, folded in half, and then I drew the little butterfly out, and then folded the decorative paper and then traced it and then cut it out. Okay, so that's what we did. And you might say, well, I don't know how to draw butterflies, but I think online you can find like free images of large butterflies, and you just print one out and then just use it as a template, right? Okay, so that was my template that I used to cut this butterfly out. And what I did was I again inked the back for the line, and I'm gonna put it right here in the center, okay? And that way when you open up your signature, this beautiful image is here. And again, where is that? Look, you can dot. Let me hold this down right here with these little leaves. You can dot these like little tiny leaves on your page, and just, or you put it at the top, the corner, and then one here at the bottom, just as a tiny little decorative element. And then, or you take a little heart punch and take your scraps and punch out a bunch of hearts in the pink area, and then use the hearts to dot them. You can use, I'm going to show you, we're going to use all of it in this little process video, okay? So that's this, and let's get to this project. And okay, so what I did was I folded this image in half. I've already printed out some on copy paper. It's actually I paid a little bit more than the $3 ream at Walmart for paper that was just a little bit more substantial for of a copy paper. So this is thicker than your inexpensive ream. Oh, and we can't have that. We got to get this centered. Let me do this real quick. So are you guys happy crafting? What'd you guys think about that idea in there? Thank you, Tracy, for your awesome comments, and I wish you were here to join us with some manicotti. You know, I love cooking. I love having people over and listening to music, you know, do some dancing, you know, and just eat and eat and eat and eat. Okay, so I have this folded in half, okay? And what I'm going to do is, where's my template? It's right here. Here's my template. Now, if you notice right here on this part, it's a little thin right here at these tips. So I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker, okay, by not quite putting it up, butting it up against the crease of your paper, and I'll show you why. Okay, let's see if I can set this aside and then bring it over here, and let's zoom you guys in for this. Okay, so you see how I have this. I'm not going to discount this little crease here. I need that, but I'm going to make the body of the butterfly just a tad bit wider. Okay, and I'll show you the difference when the outcome is done. So, oops, get back. Okay, so I'm going to turn this aside here, and I'm going to set that down to hold that in place. I'm going to grab my pencil, and I'm just going to start tracing the outline of this butterfly. So for you, if you're artists and know how to sketch out a butterfly, go ahead and sketch it out. Now I'm coming over here to this where the body's going to be. Oops, let me get that. And I'm going to, let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit more for this. Okay, right here, I am going to, let's see if I can show you with this pencil. I am going to just come over here and extend it just a bit to make the body a little bit larger, okay? You see this line? I just made his body, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to come over here and bring this body just a tad bit bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to put this over here, this paperweight, and finish tracing out this butterfly. And I'm going to bring it all the way around just carefully. I would use a pen, like one of these markers. I got a box of them, 12, really inexpensive, these Sharpies, fine tip Sharpies. Okay, and let's take this off. And I don't know if you guys can see the image. It's slight there of the butterfly. And I'm going to zoom you out. Okay, and I'm going to get my scissor. Where is it? Oh, okay, I like this one. It's lighter than the other one. I use these scissors when I'm using cardstock. I was doing this and I was just like, ugh, it was too heavy for this project. So I'm using my lighter ones for when I'm cutting out things that are just, you know, paper thin. I'm just going to come around and cut right here. Then just, if you're not used to cutting things out, just use your hand, your left hand, to guide your paper. See, I'm just opening up my scissor really wide and using my hand to, oops, that piece is getting in the way. Yikes. Maybe this isn't the scissor. I guess I'm going to go back to this one. Even though it's bulky, it cuts a little bit smoother. Yeah, there we go, because it's super sharp. I guess that one, I've used it way too many times, so I'm just pivoting it around, using my left arm to guide, so that way you can get cleaner cuts instead of just going like this and chopping and chopping. Okay, just then you get these little jagged edges, okay? And you're just opening up those scissors wide and letting your hand guide your cut, okay? And see, this is the part where I was getting caught up because the scissors are just way too bulky for this paper. So I'm just going to come over here and cut into it just like that. And let's take that little tip off. Ugh. Come on, come on. Okay, so there's our butterfly. Then I'm going to show you, because I want to keep this body of this little dragonfly, because, you know, the theme in this journal is a dragonfly. So I'm going to line this up. Oh. Let's get some of these bulky things that keep getting caught in my blouse sleeve. Okay, so let's move this. So I'm going to, oops, come on, try and line this up so I can get a very straight line using my mat. And then I take my ruler. I want to try and get close to the pink part, these little edges here, because I want to be able to go 2 inches in and grab this guy's little body. Okay, so this is the edge that I have to use because this one is a lot higher. So I have to line my ruler up like so. And cut this out. And get my rotary cutter for this one because I can't. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm going to turn him around and then line up this edge so I can cut this in 2 inches in width. 1, 2, so I'm going to be cutting, and I might be eliminating part of his wing, but that's okay. I just didn't want to cut off his little legs, and I didn't want to lose part of this rose, so part of his wing is okay. Okay, I can line this up. I can do this, I can do this. Oh, come on. Okay. Tracy, I just really appreciate your comments. You're such an encouragement, and you know, for those like Pamela Hindi also leaves me really nice long messages. I thoroughly enjoy it. Now you see this strip, right? You don't throw this away because you can cut this little line out and then, you know, create a little edge inside your page. Okay, so let's just set that aside and we'll show you. Let's just keep cutting out our little pieces here. Okay, so then I'm going to fold this in half like this, and here's this little guy. Let me crease this up real quick. Where's my scissor? Since I can't find my bone folder, I'm just going to use a scissor and to crease that. Then come in here and put him in here. I hope I didn't ruin that. Nope. Okay, so here we go. We have our bands. Okay, so now I've got this band. Okay, so we've got that. Here's our butterfly. We've got the butterfly in that one. Then I just fold this in. We've got this leaf side and this, and I've used this already as the main image. So what I might do is turn this upside down and use this when I insert it into my journal as a focal point. Okay, I'm going to use this little guy because the back of here is very pretty, but you know, he's cute. Okay, so we've got that, and now let's take this little scrap, and now let me show you something. This is a gray portion. Here's a gray portion, right, of the journal. Now let me show you. I think I might end up using, taking some of this gray and cutting out some leaves, grabbing some of this pink. Let's see, how can I get a lot of that pink in here? Okay, so I'm gonna turn it into this, like this, and poke that out. So I've got these little leaves. Okay. I should have 4 of these little leaves because it was doubled. If I can grab it. Let's just scoot them away. Okay, so we've got those leaves. And I could probably get one more in here. So if you have a heart punch, use a heart punch. If you have one of these leaf punches here. Okay. And there's that one. Where's the other one? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? So you're just using up these scraps, right? I think I can get one more leaf in here. Okay. Yikes. So I'll have those leaves. And I don't know if I can get one on this little end here. Nope. So that I'll chuck. Okay. And then let me get some pink ones right here. Where's my other ones going? Where are they? Okay, I cut both out, but now one's missing. I think my fan's just blowing them away, huh? I think so. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove this part right there. I'm keeping this because that could be another decorative strip. So now I have this, okay, this left. So what I'm going to do is, this is already curved, so what I will do is to kind of create the same curvature so it has so when I open it up I'll show you that's what that's going to look like. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this thing out 2 inches because I want this leaf image. I'll line this up, take my, oops, I'll have to redo that little edge there. Okay, saving these bits of scrap paper. Let's get this guy in here. And now there's the front and there's the back. You've got part of an ink drawing there. This is technique is a line and wash. So it's ink and watercolor. So here's the inside of that one. And then we have this one in the back, and then we've got this. So I'm not sure what we'll do with that. I'm saving it because I will use it eventually as little features inside the journal. Okay, so there's that tiny little bit. I can't do anything unless, I mean, if we really wanted to go for it because it's on the crease, let's just do this, right? And then, I don't have nails, open it up, and there you got a heart, right? You have a heart, and so you can scrap that. So Why not, right? Let's just use it all. And this is just a scrap piece of paper. If you have any word stamps, you can just stamp away on that. Okay, so let me clear off some of this here, there. Let's put that over there, pencil those back over there, and let's get our journal. Well, no, we don't want to get the journal. Let's go and ink up our little things here. Let me show you. There's my little bird. I'm going to hold that down and get the corrugated. Just ink away. And then I'm just going to line it right here. Press down a little bit. Remove that. And there you go. There's one. Okay, one down and a few more to go. I'm gonna, let's see, I think I want to go this way this time. I'm going to add some horizontal lines instead of vertical. Okay, so with that said, let's get this inked up. You guys happy crafting? Are you happy crafting away? So I'm going to go right up against that crease, not up against it, but almost to it. Lay that down. Let's see what this comes out like, right? Voila. And then let's go ahead and move. See, my little things looks like there's got little lines in them up because I kind of scooted the board, but I don't mind. It's an art piece. That looks like art to me. Okay, so let's get this on this side. Let's see if I can line that up as much as I can and just lay that down. Could be crooked, but that's okay. There we go. There's that one. And hang on, I'm going to pause this and finish this up because then we'll get to putting it all together. I'll be right back. Okay, I did have to come back because I wanted to show you that you can do it on a, take the corrugated board. You can even make your board in a big square so it can cover a large image, but I don't have one of those. So I'm going to lay this down right here. Get my little, let's see, let's just do this for now until I ink it up. No, I'm going to do the top first. So I'm going to ink up this whole board. And I'll show you, sometimes it leaves these little holes and gaps and it looks so cool. Hopefully that will come out. Okay, now I'm just going to lay this right across. Try and keep it straight and centered. Okay, see how it has these little like gaps and holes right in here? Those are really cool, right? Cool feature. Now I'm going to bring this guy up here. Do this again. Ink this whole corrugated cardboard. And trust me, this is not something I made up. It's been out there, you know, for a long time, this idea. Let me go right here. And let's go see if we've got some more ink there. Yep, just like that. Okay, so here's our butterfly. You see it's got these little open spots. You can even put like a, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Come here. You can set like a little leaf in there. See in that little spot? How cute is that, right? Okay, so our butterfly's done. I'm going to put you on pause so I can organize this desk. Be right back. I'm doing a good job trying to keep this under 30 minutes or just above it.